Hi, welcome to this episode of Montessori Monday. I am Carolyn Sells, Director of Lower Elementary.
I'm Nadia Budhwani, Director of Upper Elementary. We are grateful to have the opportunity to share with you what it looks like when students transition from primary to lower elementary and then again in upper elementary.
Typically, children in elementary are between the ages of 6 and 12. Lower elementary includes grades 1 through 3, and upper elementary includes grades 4 through 6.
We will share with you the experiences and the characteristics that children may have when they are moving between levels. Through careful observation and her work with children, Maria Montessori determined that there are four planes of development. Children in primary have been busy reaching numerous developmental milestones while in the first plane.
They include learning vocabulary for their mother tongue, an enormous number of words, and the ability to communicate their basic needs.
They have also learned numbers and counting, as well as practical life skills to help them become psychologically and physiologically stronger. These are all tools they will need at elementary level to support their increasing growth and development, especially their mental capacity. Maria Montessori said, the transition from the first to the second plane of development can be described as a rebirth, where a child undergoes a significant change in their characteristics, with the first plane acting as a preparation for the second, allowing the child to assemble and rearrange their mental content with the newfound ability to explore why and how through abstract thoughts.
In primary, the guide helped the children establish the accepted patterns for behavior in the classroom, fostering self control. In elementary, children apply their self control abilities to working within a group.
Although it is divided into two parts, the psychological characteristics and the needs of the children in lower and upper elementary classrooms are essentially the same.
The basic difference between lower and upper L is that older children are more capable of understanding real world connections related to what they are learning academically, socially, and emotionally at a deeper level.
The absorbent mind disappears, and a new way of relating to the world and a new power of mind manifest. The question of how and why are much different than what is that, and what is it called, often asked by children in primary.
In other words, elementary aged children search for reasons behind the facts. We as adults must keep our explanations short. Children take in short answers.
Elementary age children in the second plane have developed a higher brain function required for reasoning, which satisfies the intellect. Reasoning allows us to keep facts and ideas in relation to each other.
In the classroom, it is common practice for guides to connect new lessons to prior knowledge.
There is no limitation to children learning in elementary. If the child is interested about a topic or a subject, they may do extensive research to find answers to their questions, and guides are there to support them in their research studies. When a child transitions between levels, we meet them where they are. This approach helps us to individualize the academic and social needs of each child.
When children transfer from one level to the next, the previous guide shares information about the last few lessons a child had, which gives the receiving guide a soft starting point for meeting the academic needs of the children. In addition, many of the materials in Montessori classrooms are the same.
With these factors at play, the guide is better able to suggest and assign, in some cases, lessons to initiate self-guided review and familiarity to the layout of the classroom.
Children and families are invited to their new classroom before the school year begins. During the pre-visit, they meet and are greeted by their guides. This is also an opportunity for students to acquaint themselves with their new environment. In particular, They look for materials and supplies that are familiar. Knowing where certain materials are also helps them feel more comfortable on the first day of school.
It is not unusual for children who are transitioning into different level to feel nervous or anxious. As a parent, first validate the feelings they are expressed by telling them it is okay to have the feelings. Most of all, reassure them that what they are feeling is normal. Listen to what is being shared and answer questions they may ask, keeping the conversation as brief as possible. One way to end the conversation is by encouraging your child to talk with the adults when these types of feelings arise while at school.
It is important to respond instead of react, which is normal for us as adults. We all want to make sure our child is okay and happy.
The school counselor is also involved in group activities that assist with transitions based on the needs of each class, and in some cases, based on the needs of small group or individuals. To help the children with transitions, it is important to understand their psychological characteristics.
In this plane, children become more verbally expressive and social as they fulfill the need to want to belong to a group. Montessori referred to this need as the herd instinct. As humans, we all have a desire to belong. In their natural desire to want to belong, children quickly learn to identify situations and relationships that make them feel a certain way. Learning to first identify what they feel and navigate these situations is a normal process that will take some longer than others.
To facilitate the sense of belonging, we use the community to discuss and solve any issues or challenges that may arise. Children learn through conflict resolution skills, and it helps them develop empathy for others. A major difference in primary compared to elementary is that there is more group work. Although repetition is natural, children learn to become organized, working in many subject areas each day. They often switch from individual work to reviewing with a partner or even working with a small or large group.
Parents can also be unsettled with their child's transition from one environment to the next. This is not unusual as your child is changing and naturally adapting to not only a new environment, but also new needs as the psychological characteristics and physical needs evolve. As I mentioned earlier, when a child transitions from one level to the next, it's often a transition for parents as well. Here are some practical tips.
Attending observation and chat scheduled twice per year to learn about the lower and upper elementary program, as it helps with understanding what to expect for your child at each level.
Pre-visits are crucial for families to attend, as this is when the child is able to orient to the environment and meet their teachers.
Plan quiet time for your child to engage in suggested summer transitional activities. The goal of the summer homework is to help keep their skills current and foster a love for reading.
Plan to end summer trips in time for your family to attend back to school parties, as this would help your child with connecting with their classmates in an informal setting.
Attending the general parents meeting, as this is the time the teachers will share with you the procedures and important events in the classroom. This would help you keep informed and feel settled.
Read all emails from school personnel, asking questions as they arise.
Last but not least, reach out to teachers and division directors for any questions you may have. Remember, we are here for you and your child.